Hello, Centralia. I'm Shane Lothar.
And I'm Rachel Roddy.
And this is Centralia On Air. Thank you so much for joining us. Rachel, how you been?
I'm doing good. Had a good week.
Good week, huh? You had a birthday, right?
I did. I turned 26.
Is that right?
On Wednesday.
Okay, well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I mean, do I have to say belated birthday if I told you happy birthday on the day?
Nah.
Okay, well, happy birthday again.
Thank you.
We'll go with that.
It was a good day.
Good. Last week on the show, we had Julie Kerner from the American Red Cross. We talked all about giving blood and the urgent need for donations right now. The Red Cross has been blowing up my phone over the last few weeks, trying to schedule an appointment to give blood. I need to get on that.
Yeah? Sounds like you do.
Did you ever manage to make it to a blood drive?
I did not manage to make it to a blood drive yet, but that is my goal before the end of January, to get to a blood drive. There's a bunch going on next week, so you can check out our community calendar at the end of the show or online to see where you can go. Cool.
You'll have to go Facebook Live or something.
Oh, man.
As proof.
Right? Tag Julie in it.
Yeah, right.
But that was last week, and this is this week.
That's right. On today's show, we have Torey Crowell from Kaskaskia College. Torey is the head softball coach for the Blue Angels. She stopped in to talk to us about her coaching career at KC and the upcoming softball season.
Torey, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate it. We have Torey from Kaskaskia College. She is the head women's softball coach. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
It's great to be here. I appreciate all of the time that you give Kaskaskia, because it definitely does help promote the school and help us promote the programs also that we need. So really appreciate that. I initially went to, for my bachelor's, I have it in networking. I started out in the networking in the IT department at the college, and my bachelor's degree was in networking, and so that's kind of where I stayed. And then they asked me to be the assistant coach, and I was assistant coach for 2 years, and then the head coach left, and then they asked me to take over the program, and so now I'm on my 9th year of coaching at Kaskaskia.
Awesome. That's great.
Now, you went to college at...
I went to college at Capella University. It was online.
Oh, okay.
And I initially, to start out my whole career out of high school, I didn't really play ball. I had played through my career and everything like that. I played through with teams, fast pitch teams and slow pitch teams and stuff like that. When I was in high school, fast pitch wasn't as developed as it is right now. And the game has changed so much from me playing to what it is today that you have to stay up on it. You just have to watch it. You have the tools that they give you to play the game now has just excelled. I mean, the kids need face masks now because the bats are so hot and the balls are so hard that it really shoots off of it at a very fast pace. The game itself's played different. So you've had to stay up on all of that through the years, and I have. And then I worked at World Color Press, and then that shut down. And then I had gone to school a little bit after high school, but I hadn't finished my degrees up, so I did that. And then I went on to, as working at the college, I went on and got my bachelor's degree through Capella.
Okay. Now, you're from Centralia, right?
I am.
You went to Centralia High School?
I've been here since Centralia forever.
I think I saw you're a Centralia Hall of Famer,
I
right?
am. Let's get old.
What was that for?
So I was the first team to go to state in 77 for our basketball program.
Cool.
We developed our basketball program. It was my junior and senior year. My junior year, we hadn't lost a game, and my senior year, we went on to state, and we lost against one of the teams in Chicago, which it was by 3 points. So we ended up with 4th, and still to this day, no one's beat our record with going on to state and winning in the top 4. So
America's most winning team.
That's right. Do you play any other sports? Well, basketball and softball.
I play a little racquetball at the college, but nothing to. I've kind of calmed things down. I've gotten older, and so it doesn't move as easy, but I stay pretty active with it. So
yeah, racquetball's fun there.
Yes, it is. It is definitely fun.
Now, you said you've been coaching for 9 years?
Yes.
And that started as assistant coach?
No, that 9 years as a head coach.
Okay.
And so 2 years prior with an assistant coach.
Okay, cool. Thinking back, what's been your favorite coaching experience?
I must say, to sit back and say that there's one particular experience that you have, because you gain them every year. And you know this, playing golf for the college, that each team brings its different era in. I mean, you have to coach each team different. You think you're going to be able to just do everything the same way every year, which is not. But the experience that you get is a lot of fun, trying to gain it with every player and stuff like that. My best time, I guess, we beat the number 3 team in our Final Four. Was one of the big things. We had never done that before, and Penny Brooks was my assistant at the time, and which is now my assistant back. I want to promote kudos to her. She's doing a really good job for us, and we got 3rd place. And we beat the team out, and they had to go out to the corner and call another team, cancel their flights to Utah because they just got beat out by us. So that was one of the major things that I really, really enjoyed very much.
So a lot of good things to look back on. What about least favorite?
Least favorite, which last year was one of my worst. I had a lot of people hurt, and I had to send some people home for grades. And we had to put people in positions where they normally don't play. Mm-hmm. And we were really weak last year. I must say that was one of the worst seasons I'd had. It wasn't the team's fault because of the different scenarios that we had to go through. But our pitchers were hurt. Our catchers were hurt. I mean, we had very valuable players hurt. And we had to really pull back off of our bench. And then towards the end, our bench really started coming through, but it was a little too late.
Yeah.
So we struggled last year. Last year was tough. But again, studies has got to keep up on those in order for you to be able to stay on the team. So that was one of the main things. So
yeah, injuries can destroy a season, can't they?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
So what is something you've learned from the years with your students and your players? What have they taught you? Probably to be patient.
That is definitely one of the things that I've learned, to be patient, to continually working with them and don't give up. One of the things I did this year different, which I had never done before, when we came back off of our Christmas break, I had made a PowerPoint up, and it was how to make a winning team. And we went through all the different slides, and we talked about them, and went through the different scenarios, that what we need to do as a team, and how we need to bond together, and how we need to leave it at the front door whenever we're having problems with people, and bring everything to the field and play as a team. And then if we need to come off, make it still, we're still a team, but we're not something that you have to have each other's back at all times. And we went through this and did a lot of questionnaires and stuff like that. And we talked about Utah a lot, and we talked about our Final Four, which is the same scenario which we need to go to first, which we have that at our place every year. For the last 9 years, we've had it at our place because of our accommodations and everything that we have there. They really like it there. So we've had the Final Four there, and so once you win the Final Four, you go on to Utah from there.
Okay.
And that's one of our major goals. And I've never really brought it up hard and heavy this year before to other teams because, so I thought, if I put this into their head and automatically make it a goal, which we have made it a goal, is to make it to the Final Four. And then our second goal is to win this Final Four, and then we can go on to Utah. But those are the goals that we have made for ourselves this year. And this team I have this year is built strong. We're too deep in every position, which is huge. I've never had that before. So
yeah, that's really good.
This team is really going to be. We've got a lot of pitchers, and we can switch them around a lot. So I really feel that we'll be pretty good this year. So
good.
I'm excited about it.
Are you guys practicing yet?
We did start practice when we got back from break. We're practicing 6 days a week. We're alternating in the building with the baseball and other scenarios that are coming in.
Sure.
But practice has been going on, and they're a little sore, but we're getting there.
So you like that indoor facility, that hitting facility?
I do. That our indoor facility has been, the KCSA has helped us with that, which is the Kaskaskia Sports Association. Mm-hmm. They're very helpful with the athletic side at the college. They gave a large amount of money to that, which before we were hitting in a building at Hoffman, which you couldn't see the ball. It was it was really bad. This facility has just made different things. It's helped us with our recruiting. It's helped us with our ball playing. It's helped us with different scenarios that we can go through, and it's been a large asset to us.
That's good. When I played golf at KC, we used that indoor facility.
Yes.
And it was good for us too. Obviously, we can't go outside and play either. The ball's too cold. But yeah, we loved it in there.
Yes.
So
yes, we kind of when we designed it, we wanted to make it for all the sports ready. Mm-hmm. We've got volleyball in there if they need to use it, basketball, soccer uses it, tennis uses it, so they have an opportunity. There's lines there for tennis. And then, as you said, with golf at the other end, mm-hmm. made the nets were a lot smaller weaves, so you can hit the golf balls in it. So we've tried to grab all the sports and put it in one building.
Yeah,
so,
that's great.
Yeah, get a lot of use out of it.
Yes, a lot of use.
Now, with most sports, it is a game. It's meant to be fun, after all. What are some ways you try to keep practice fun?
Well, some of the things I try to keep, you can, as you being an athlete yourself, you kind of know continuously practice gets a little boring.
Yeah,
and
same thing.
You're not getting through to them, and you just. So I have a big rag ball. I don't know if you've ever played that before. It's a big rag ball that we use with the bat. You don't use gloves. So we make us a little diamond inside the building, and so. Mm-hmm. We have a competition against each other at the end of practice, so we kind of do that a little bit. On one night, we'll just do a rag ball game or something like that, and then we do switch out with working out. Other than just practice with the ball all the time, we'll switch working out back and forth. So I'm not real creative when it has to do with a lot of fun thing, because I just feel that we're all in here for 2 hours to get something done.
Sure.
Hey, but it sounds like you make it fun.
Yeah, keep it fresh, different.
I try. They get bored with it, and I do too. So I get tired of watching them, so I get bored. So we switch things up a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, I have quite the practice plan. We do a lot of different scenarios. So.
That's awesome. When I played golf at KC, he would try to make practice fun, and we would play 9 holes with one club. Mm-hmm. You got to pick your favorite club, and you would hit it off the tee, you would putt with it, whatever. And sometimes we would walk barefoot. We would be like, all right, girls, take your shoes off, pick one club, one ball, and go out there and walk 9 holes and play. So my favorite club at the time was always usually my 6 or 7 iron.
There you go.
So I'd pick that, and it's
always fun.
So
yes.
Gotta change it up a little bit sometimes.
Definitely do.
Okay, so if we were to ask your players and past players, are you a tough coach or an easy coach?
Well, we have kind of 2 seasons. We have a fall season and a spring season. Mm-hmm. Our fall season is basically expedition games, trying to figure out what is the best person at the best position, how they're going to fulfill it in high tension times and stuff like that. So we play some games around the area, and basically none of it counts for the NJCAA counting towards our win and loss record. So this here is something that we really work at, and I'm kind of very lenient when it comes to that. Granted, we're all getting into it. This is a lot of in fact, this year I've got 15 freshmen, so my season is very young. My team is very young, so it was very essential to have that fall season this year. So when they go into our spring season, they kind of know what to expect.
Yeah.
So we went to that, and I'm really lenient on that. I kind of let them do whatever, and I don't push them real hard. But in the spring is totally different.
Yeah.
I'm totally different coach. You don't get by. You're working for me. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing they hear over and over again. So I have to kind of deny them. They try to push me to the point that, yeah, I need this, or I'm having this, and this. And no, you're not.
So your fall season is kind of like your spring training.
Yes, absolutely. That's very well put, yes.
So when you get some girls together like that, being young, and I'm sure there's some drama there, how do you handle girl drama being 18, 19 years old, maybe 20?
We all know that, well, you guys probably don't because you're younger, but the cell phone thing. You know, when they start texting, and this is, well, I know this one said something about me in this way, and they know that this is exactly what they said, and this is what they meant, and everything like that. So I really push the point of no texting if you're having drama. If you've got a problem with a person, do not text them.
Go talk to them. Yep.
Drop the phone, go find out what the problem is, and then once that problem's covered up and we know which both sides are going with, then we'll go back and reevaluate it. So that seemed to have worked a little bit, but some of them still to the point, texting is my life. And I'm not going to say anything if I don't text, but, you know, I can really stand behind that texting. But, boy, when I'm face-to-face, I'm not going to say near as what I want to do.
Yeah, because people get brave behind that keyboard.
Absolutely they do.
Well, so much can get lost in translation in text.
And that's what happens.
Yep.
That's what happens because this one's mad at this one already. So then we start texting, even though this is not what they're saying. This is what's coming out. So I really, really want them to come together if they can and make it right. You know, because we're living in apartments now. They're in the apartments, and some of them are from out of town, and they don't get to go home every weekend because they're too far out, and so they stay at the apartments, and they're living together. So they're freshmen trying to learn how to make life work, so it's getting something to them a little bit.
Yeah, so I told you I would tell you what Jay used to make us do, which is pretty much the same thing you do, except he would make us play a round of golf together.
Yes.
He would pair whoever, you know, we were in an argument with or fighting with or whatever. He would say, okay, girls, I know there's some drama going on between you, so get out there and play together.
Yep.
Whack it out.
Yeah, whack it out. So then we would have to, you know, talk to each other, and we'd be fine by the end of it.
Yes.
So, be friends again.
Yes, exactly.
Without giving away too much of your secret sauce, any big changes or things you want to do differently this year to help build up the team?
Like I said, I have a lot of freshmen this year, so kind of have to go about it in a very cautious way because sometimes they don't know me as well as what my sophomores do and to how I act and stuff like that. So there's some things I myself want to change in trying to keep my temper down and stuff like that when we're playing and trying to not set them up so much, but that's going to be a big key to me because I just hate to lose. But that's what I'm going to shoot for this year, and I have Penny Brooks helping me, and she's the motherly type, so she'll be in there.
There you go.
Taking care of the motherly side.
Good cop, bad cop.
Exactly. So I hope if they have any problems, they can come to her and talk to her, and she usually handles everything really well. So
thinking about the student half of your student athletes, how important is it to you that players remain committed to their schooling?
Well, we have a program that's set up in our athletics that when you come in a freshman, they're called study table hours. When you come in as a freshman, you're automatically restricted to do 6 hours a week. And then if you're past a GPA on a certain amount, then the next semester, if you've passed that, you don't need to do anything for your second semester. But what we've done, and we found out it's worked really, really well with the study tables, is help them get acclimated to the college life from high school into college, help them understand the instructors, what they're wanting out of class, and if they're needing help with tutoring or anything of that sort. That's just what this program is set up for. And this is what I have gotten a hold of and have been doing with the ACE Club in college. We have I submit the hours, and then they keep track of them, and then the coaches are able to keep track of who, because they log in and log out for all their hours. So what they're required and to what the coaches, has them do if they don't hit their limit and stuff like that. So it's very important to do those through their first year. And then sophomores, if they haven't hit the right GPA, they're still required to do the study tables also.
So the study tables, it's kind of like a required study hall,
Yes.
which they probably find a drag.
Yes,
But you guys have found that you're able to kind of pinpoint some of the ones that may need help, and you can get them the tutoring they need.
Yes, they have tutoring right there at the facility. If they're having problems with a certain teacher, the coach can call in and say, hey, listen, so-and-so's having trouble with this certain class. Do you have a tutor there to? And I have found also with, we do a midterm. We have grade checks that we send out with them, and they're supposed to go to each individual instructor and get the grade that they need, the grades that they're making in that class. And if we see that they're not up to snuff, we try to get them tutoring or whatever before their midterm comes in. And then the same way from the midterm to the final to try to get them help. Mm-hmm. So with that grade check going out, that's what we go off of to make sure about the fourth week we'll start sending grade checks out, and they get them in, and then by the time midterms are here, we found out if they need some help or if they're able to handle that class or not.
That's cool. That helps with accountability and stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it was never fun sitting in study tables, but it was very beneficial to get your work done in there and not have to worry about it
afterwards.
Yeah.
Because when we start season, it's going to be, we have 52 games this year, so it's going to be quite full.
Oh, yeah.
You're busy.
So
when does the season start?
We start our season March 1st is when our season starts. We play March 1st is our first game at Wabash. Then we play March 2nd at Jefferson Community College. 3rd, we play Wren Lake. And then the 5th, we start our spring break. We're heading to North Carolina. And on our way, we're going to play Ball State in Gallatin, Tennessee. So we're going to take a little break there, drive, and then go on into North Carolina.
That'll be fun.
Yes, it'll be a lot of fun.
Okay, so we are here with Torey from Kaskaskia College. She's the head coach of the women's softball. Is there anything that we missed?
No, I think I would like to say something about we're having our camps this week. We're having a camp the 19th. It's a pitching camp. It's grades 1 through 12. It's $35, and we still have openings for that. And then on the January 26th from 6 to 7:30, grades 1 to 12, we will be having offense-defense camp. So anybody want to bring their daughter, definitely would welcome.
Okay, cool. All right, when we come back, we're going to send Torey a pop quiz challenge and see how much semi-useless information she knows about softball. All right, Torey, we're going to ask you some questions about softball and softball-related things. So, question 1. The game of softball was invented in Illinois in 1887 by George blank. Fill in the blank here. Was it George Hancock, Hackinson, or Hackett?
Hackett. George Hackett.
Going with Hackett, huh? Well, couldn't hack it on that first question, I guess. It's actually George Hancock. While there was a Walter Hackinson who is said to have coined the term softball, George Hancock is credited as the game's inventor and the inventor of the size of the ball.
Okay, didn't know that.
So, speaking of the ball size, question number 2. Although it's called softball, we know the ball isn't soft. It's like a baseball, just larger. A baseball is about 9 inches in circumference. How big is a softball?
12-inch.
Hey, she got it.
Ding, ding, ding.
She knows.
And under, it's 11-inch for, I think, 5th grade and under. They use 11-inch because
Okay.
hands aren't big enough to go around the 12.
That makes
Oh,
sense.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Hey.
Sticking with baseball, question 3. A baseball infield is larger than a softball field. In baseball, the bases are 90 feet apart. How far apart are they in softball?
62?
I've got 60.
60.
But you're the expert.
Well.
I just read some janky softball website.
Right, online.
So we're going to give it to you on that one.
Okay, good. It might be 60. Because the pitcher's mount's 42
From the plate?
from the plate.
Okay. Well, you'll have to look it up when,
Okay, I'll have
when you
to
get back.
look it up.
Yeah, I'll look that up.
Okay, so question 4. What country won the gold medal in the Olympics for softball in both 1996 and 2000? Was it Spain, the United States, or France?
I'd say the United States.
There you go.
I'd say you're right.
Correct. Okay, so the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta was actually the first year softball debuted as a medal event.
All right, there are more than 110 countries that are a part of the International Softball Federation. Sounds like something from Star Wars.
110, okay.
So, question 5, true or false? The game is now played on every continent in the world.
I say true.
Correct.
It's really opened up the game, even though the Olympics, because I believe they're trying to put the softball back into the Olympics for the summer of this year. I don't know if it's going to make it or not, but they're still trying to do that. So it's just a lot of it has gone to the point that's a lot of women's pro sports have gone through there. Mm-hmm. So that's where the pro teams are coming out of that's the reason it's so large.
Okay.
I did know that one.
There you go.
All right, last one. We know you know softball, but what do you know about hardball? Specifically, the movie Hardball, starring Keanu Reeves. Have you ever heard of this movie?
I have not.
Me neither. So in it, Keanu plays a guy with a bit of a gambling and drinking problem. He gets into some trouble, and long story short, he ends up coaching some Little League baseball team to get out of trouble, which basically is the plot to Mighty Ducks, but with hockey.
Bad News Bears.
Yeah, same thing, right? So, what year did Hardball come out? Was it 2001, 2005, or 2007?
I'd say 2001.
Out of nowhere.
Wow.
Hits a home run. That was good.
is. Okay, so
Okay.
5 out of 6.
Okay.
That's pretty awesome.
Best one yet.
Yeah. Okay, so Torey, thank you so much for being here and for playing this game with us today, and we hope to have you back soon.
Thank you very much.
Stick around. We'll be right back. You're listening to Centralia On Air.
Hey, Rachel and Shane here, and you're listening to Centralia On Air. And here's a look at your community calendar this week. Marion County Democrats have a meeting on Tuesday, January 23rd from 7 to 9 at the warehouse located at 901 Hester Avenue in Centralia. For more information, call Danny Stover at 322-2812. The Salem Theater is proud to present Southern Fried Funeral, January 26th through the 28th and February 1st through the 3rd. Tickets are $10. The Salem Community Theater is hosting their second annual Bags Tournament on Saturday, January 27th. The tournament will start at 11 a.m. and the top 4 winners will be paid. Cash bar and concessions will be available. To register, call Trish at 548-6261. And looking at blood drives this week, today you can donate at St. Mary's School in Centralia from 9 to 1 or St. Teresa in Salem from 8 to 1. On Wednesday, January 24th at Jordan Elementary School in Centralia from 2 to 6. On Thursday, January 25th at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Carlisle from 2 to 6. And Friday, January 26th at Selmaville School in Salem from 2 to 6. And that's a look at your community calendar. You can always find our community calendar on x95radio.com, or if you would like to submit an event, you can email wiley1210@gmail.com.
All right, that's about all the time we have this week. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Shane.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is Centralia On Air.